everyone, welcome back to Trunk Talk. My name is Charlotte.
And I'm Gabi.
And this is a show where we talk about all things automotive. But if you are new here, Gabi and I, we work for a car dealership, and you guys have very much been enjoying our series where we've been interviewing different staff members. So today, who are we interviewing?
We're interviewing each other. Guys, there is no structure to this other than we have some questions that we've been dying to know about each other.
Definitely.
Some of them are car related, some of them are not. We're going to try to make this fun and quick.
Definitely. So what better way to get to know us than playing a quick game of 20 questions? So I guess I should probably start, shouldn't I?
Sure.
So the first question I want to know, if you weren't doing this, what would you be doing?
Hopefully nothing, but that's not the ideal world. What I wanted to do when I was young was actually be a vet. Realized you have to see sick and hurt animals, and said I couldn't do it. So.
Oh no, the heartstrings on that one
So
for sure.
hopefully nothing is my thing.
Hopefully nothing.
Yeah, what about you, Charlotte?
Ambition. I think for me, okay, so I love like art and literature, so I think some type of journalism would be really cool. If I want to make it car journalism, I'd probably say some type of like representative for Formula One. I think it would be so sick, and that also includes my love of travel. So travel, cars, insightful thoughts, maybe. TBD, dream job right there. Just kidding, this is my dream job.
Do you want me to go next with my question?
Yeah.
Okay.
What you got, girl?
What's your least favorite OEM?
I'm going to get
Who makes the worst cars?
I'm going to get flamed. And it's not because I hate the cars. It's because I don't think they necessarily do things that excite me with their vehicles anymore where they did before. So I'm going to say, don't hate me, Acura. Oh. And I'm going to say Mitsu. Because I love Mitsu of the 90s. Right now, I'm not live, laugh, loving everything. It's just not exciting me. But I still respect them, love them. Would I drive one? Yes.
Valid.
What about you?
Nissan.
Care to expand on that?
They made really cool cars, again, in the Japanese car golden era, but they're not fun or exciting anymore. The new Z is kind of cool, but it's also extremely expensive, and the rest of their lineup just doesn't excite me, and it's not necessarily that they're bad. I've never driven one that I've liked.
Is it bad that sometimes I forget about them?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, they're performance vehicles. I've had the chance to drive GTRs multiple times. They are a ton of fun. They are pretty cool, but they are just not worth it to me, in my opinion. Also, not in my price range anyway, so just take everything I said and disregard it.
Take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, man.
What about you, Charlotte? What's your next question?
Okay, so I think this is a good one, especially with being on YouTube. People see us pretty much every day. What do you think are people's most common misconceptions about you?
Oh, because we're women, that we don't know anything about cars.
Yeah.
I will say that is a misconception. All of our videos, or most of our videos, are live streamed, so we're actually doing everything off knowledge that we have in our head based off our experience working in the industry, driving cars, being around cars, going to automotive events, just being car enthusiasts. So that's probably a misconception.
Yeah, I think that's probably the biggest one. Now, something we know absolutely nothing about: video quality, sound quality.
Yep. And we're having some big help in today's podcast episode, actually. Atomic Pixel, thank you so much.
Yeah, so check them out on Instagram, because if you're wondering why these mics are here, it's not because of us. It's because of him. Yeah. So, shameless promo there. But yeah, I think that probably is the biggest misconception that we're going to face. Yeah. Because, I don't know, I just feel like there's still a little bit of sexism kind of going on, and hopefully we can kind of show, that we actually do know what we're talking about, and women and everyone can enjoy cars. It doesn't matter. Yeah. What about you, girl? I
already answered.
No, your question.
Oh, my question? If you could live anywhere else in the world, where would it be? Side note, we live in Brantford, Ontario.
So that's humbling.
Yeah.
I think for me, probably the most interesting place that I've ever visited, so if we're talking like a different country, was New Zealand. I loved Christchurch in New Zealand, gorgeous city. I just love the atmosphere, the weather, the scenery, so beautiful. But I'm also happy being in Brantford right now because my family's here. I don't want to have to travel to Brantford.
So you want to stay in Brantford?
Yeah, I guess so. Womp womp.
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 I'd pack all my stuff and leave everybody to go to Australia. But that's fine.
Guys, should we go to Australia? Should we see if we can expense a trip to Australia?
Just view the Kia Tasman in real life?
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Please ask Pat in the comments. Australia or probably Portugal. And then
Yeah, your motherland.
The motherland. What's next, Charlotte?
Is it my question next?
Yep.
Okay. What is one thing you think you do well?
I
think there's lots of things you do well. answer questions.
I like to think that I do my job well.
Yeah, you do.
Sometimes.
You definitely do.
Thank you.
100%.
Thank you.
Gabby knows her stuff, and she will put any one of our sales associates to shame when it comes to tech. And if there's a customer who has like a tech question, Gabby is the one who's able to go out and just be like, oh yeah, just do this, and easily answer it. She does an amazing, amazing job. I got you, girl.
Thanks, gorgeous. What about you, Charlotte? What do you do good?
I'm good at being Gabby's biggest fan.
Oh.
I hope I do my job well. I think I'm good at being fairly consistent. Consistent in posting, consistent in like the Brantford Kia Instagram and some more of the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's probably what I enjoy a little bit more. So I hope I do that well.
Not to be sappy, but I also think you're a very good person. Aww. You're very good at being a person, a caring person, a friend, and a mother, and a scholar. Charlotte's just amazing.
I'm an aspiring millionaire, billionaire,
quadrillionaire.
That's Gabby.
My next question for you is, if money wasn't a factor, what would you be doing with your life?
If money was a factor,
if you did not have to work, if jobs did not exist, you could just do whatever you wanted.
I think I would drive cool cars all day. Yeah, I'd probably be traveling a lot. I'd be like traveling, but also doing it like on a private jet and having a private car everywhere. That way I don't have to do the car seat flip over. This is literally the stuff I think about now. Isn't that so like...
That is, interesting.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty sweet. And yeah, go for a lot of walks. I don't know, I get a lot of joy in the little things right now.
You just said you want private jets.
It's the little things. Walking to my private jet.
Walking, yes.
Walking to my private jet.
Long walks to the private jet. Okay, Taylor.
Okay, what about you, though?
I told Charlotte earlier, I've always wanted to have a nice country property, like lots of land. The house doesn't have to be big, but there's got to be a lot of land. And there has to be a fence, and there has to be a bajillion dogs within the
dog
fence.
ranch.
Nothing like this, not a puppy mill. None of that.
Dog ranch.
Yeah, dog ranch. It's a dog ranch. There can be horses, too. There can be chickens. I'm all about livestock.
I'll fly over to your...
Yeah. None of this livestock, by the way, is being eaten. Obviously not the dogs or anything, but the chickens.
Like
eggs.
Rescue.
It's a rescue.
Yeah,
and
rescue
everyone's
chickens.
happy. And I'm also going to have a bunch of cars, too.
Yeah.
Obviously.
You got a big barn that's full of chickens and your GT3 RS.
Yes. And that's all.
Yeah.
And everyone's happy.
So, okay.
That's the dream life.
Here's my next question. Turbocharged, supercharged, or naturally aspirated? Absolutely not.
I can't do it really well, but supercharger.
Yeah?
Yes.
What car?
Anything really.
Okay, fair enough.
CTSV, a little Blackwing, even an Audi, I don't care. I mean, a Hellcat would be the most classic choice. But I know, I just love a supercharger whine.
Yeah,
I probably
I like the sound.
I don't think I would end up buying a supercharged car. All the cars I'm really into are mostly turbocharged.
Yeah.
But I would... Actually, if money wasn't an issue, I would probably have a few in my collection.
Well, yeah. Money's not an issue. Yeah, that's fine.
An XLR, too, Cadillac.
Yeah, I feel like I'd definitely go the more turbocharged. I feel like there's a couple more options, a couple of the other things I look at a little bit more. I'm like, yeah, that's turbocharged.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. So, but yeah, if money's no object, obviously I'm gotta have at least one of each.
You gotta have a little bit of
multiples. Especially multiples.
My next fun question for you is, what's the ugliest car you've ever seen ever in your life?
Pontiac Aztek and PT Cruiser. Now, I say Pontiac Aztek because the thing is, I think it's an ugly car, but I would absolutely drive one. Yeah. Because I love them. But yeah, like they're not a looker, and that's okay.
No.
What about you?
I was gonna say Pontiac Aztek too, but that is a car I would absolutely, I would drive that. I love that. I think, what a beautiful machine. Beautiful, beautiful machine. Ugly, but beautiful. Now, when we're talking about actually ugly, the Nissan Juke.
Oh.
Are you juking me? Are you joking me? I don't like it.
It's not my favorite design. I understand what you mean, but yeah, it's not my favorite design, but I'm not like mad at it.
And they're cube. Oh, sorry, they're cube. I don't know who was designing at that point, but
Scion XB.
It was not it.
Honda Element.
I also think the design choice of leaving the R35 GTR the same for so many years was also a choice.
It was a creative one. Or maybe it wasn't creative because they didn't really do anything.
Price point. Now, that's not an ugly car, but that is an ugly decision. Anyway, next.
On that note, okay, here's a little bit more of a real one. Do hate comments actually bother you?
No.
Perfect.
They don't, unless they're sexist. But even then, they don't really hate me because, seriously, you're commenting on a YouTube video.
Yeah, my thing is, like, even if people are hate watching or leaving hate comments about, like, how we look, what we say, what we talk about, the brand we work for, whatever, at the end of the day, it's all just boosting the algorithm, and I feel like that's kind of the sweetest revenge. Not really revenge, but, like, the sweetest bit of it is, you know, you can hate it, but at the end of the day, you're still supporting it. So and you're helping it go further. So, yeah, thank you, even if you're hate watching. We appreciate you.
What's the worst car you've ever driven, Charlotte?
So, okay, I don't necessarily think this was bad, but I didn't love, with the F-Pace, the Jag here, a while ago.
Okay,
This was months ago. And it was a 2018, and I didn't hate it. I just wasn't super impressed by it, you know, for how much money it is. I feel like for that price point, I would expect something a little bit more. But I didn't hate it. I just wasn't necessarily impressed by it. What do you think?
When I say worst car, I mean, like, these cars have been jalopies. These are
used and abused.
These are bad cars. Usually when we take in a trade, sometimes we have the old how much gas is in it trade-in value, where the car's not worth anything. It's being sent to scrap, and I can't even tell you which one's the actual worst. But there's been some ones that I could not really move without manually braking by sticking my leg out the door and putting my foot on the ground to stop the car. It was a fun experience for sure.
That's very fun.
I would
fun for
probably
the kids.
Say, like, I would also say probably 2007 Kia Magenta is probably the worst car I've ever driven. Also one of my favorite cars I've ever driven.
Was that your first car?
My first car. There was a point where the brakes absolutely went out, and
I love that.
Yeah, it just kept things interesting.
Definitely fun for the kids.
Yeah, definitely fun for the kids.
Okay, favorite social media platform?
To post on or just to browse on?
Both, I guess. I'll say both.
I don't really like posting on social media, period.
Yeah.
Especially
which
considering...
is so ironic.
Yeah, we're the marketing department. But I really do like Instagram right now. I used to love TikTok. I still spend more time on TikTok, I think. But Instagram for Reels, just... I don't know. I feel like our Explore page is super perfectly fine-tuned to what we like, and I like it. So, what about you?
I like posting on YouTube the most, like for work-related stuff, obviously. I think for personal, probably Instagram is what I gravitate to the most. Actually, I like Pinterest, too. Big Pinterest girly. You wouldn't know it, but...
Yeah, Pinterest. I don't even think of that as a social media, but I guess it is.
Yeah, I guess it is. Sharing photos, right?
What's the most lackluster new vehicle or / new car manufacturer? So, like, a new car from factory is so lackluster that you think it's not worth the price point. Like, I'm not just saying, like, a base model car, like...
Like, top of the line? Gee, I don't even know.
Anything, really.
I'm scared of the heat. Okay, you go first. Come back to me.
Well, I would say Toyota. If you asked me this a year ago, I'd say Toyota, but I love Toyota, you guys. I actually do really like their cars.
Are you talking, like, the interior?
Yeah, interior and tech. I do think it's extremely outdated. Honda probably is my most... I'm not saying they're not reliable. I'm just saying very lackluster. Very, very. Unless you're getting a top trim, and even then it could be a little underwhelming, the materials and the design choices, but...
You know what? I'll agree with you on that because they are sticking to the basics, which, again, I think is great. If you do the basics well, that's perfect. That's great.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, absolutely. But would it be nice to see some other new things? Yeah.
Some creativity.
We had what was it, a 2024 RAV4 here in the beginning of the year. And the interior of that was pretty much the exact same as the 2019 I'd rented a year prior.
Yeah, and rental car spec. So you guys know that's basic.
Yeah. So that, I would like to see, I wouldn't mind seeing a change on that.
Yeah.
I get that. Okay. What's something viewers don't know about you? Was it my turn to ask a question?
I think so. But I don't know. I don't know much about me. What's something you think viewers don't know about me?
About you?
Let's spin this.
I don't. You're a horse girl.
Oh,
that is a good one. Gee. And you spun it. I'm a little less prepared.
I had no idea what I was going to say about myself.
Fair enough. Gabby has some of the weirdest things happen to her. And I feel like every day she comes back with like a new different story about someone either saying something absolutely crazy to her, a crazy story just like happening. And I'm like, what?
I just have the biggest life updates. And it's like the only thing that happened is that we went from Tuesday to Wednesday.
Yeah, literally. It's like between the hours of like 5 p.m. to like 9 a.m. And she's like, oh, yeah, my whole life changed. I'm like, what?
Yes.
Like, how did you fit all that into that span?
Also never at 100% health.
Yeah.
Charlotte's
that is so real.
At my lowest.
Gabby would be way too powerful if she was at 100% health. That is for sure.
The Lord knew.
Mm.
Something I think a lot of people don't know about you, Charlotte,
Oh, no.
is how much you've actually done at the dealership.
Oh.
So between service, sales, marketing,
Yeah.
and also just how much you do outside of work as well, too.
Oh.
You've seen the world.
I'm booked and busy.
You've done a lot of things. You've played a lot of sports.
Yeah.
You volunteer a lot.
Yeah.
You do a lot of stuff.
Booked and busy.
And she motorcycles.
This is true, yeah.
Mhm.
That is probably something a lot of people didn't know about me is I have a bike, and it's a lot of fun.
Mhm.
It's a Honda Rebel 300, so, massive power machine.
She's a rebel. All right. Oh, I lost my questions, but we're back. Next question?
Yeah.
What's your spirit animal?
A corgi. I have 2 corgis at home, and their names are Markle and Middleton.
Oh, another thing you guys don't know about Charlotte. She is obsessed with the royal family.
It's my mom, I swear. But I have gone and camped out for 2 events. I went to Meghan and Harry's wedding, and I went to the Queen's Jubilee, and I hopped a barrier and ran away from a bobby to go and see the Queen. And I never admitted that on tape, though.
You just incriminated yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, so corgi. That also
corgi.
that fits royal family.
Fits the
There you
vibe.
go.
Yeah. What about you? Horse?
No. Bass? Fish? Salmon? I want to say a fox. I feel like every time I've seen a fox in real life, just like on the road or
You're like,
running
that
around,
could be me.
something transitional has happened in my life. Something
Oh.
has changed. So
It's
I
gone
always
from Tuesday to Wednesday.
I always see it as yes. The weekend's over.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's always been a transitional thing for me, and I always kind of think about it a little bit more of what's happening. I don't know, like an omen. Anyway, I don't know if that's corny, but that's
No,
the
I
way
like
I
it.
think. So,
What's your favorite vehicle paint color?
ooh, white? No, I'm joking.
Snow White Pearl.
Snow White Pearl, Kia, Glacial White Pearl. So I like quite a few. A lot of them are greens. So I like
Yeah.
a British Racing Green. I like Porsche's Irish Green, but I also like Adventuring Green Metallic, which is a little bit more grayish. Yeah, big green fan. I'd also say Ruby Star Neo. That's something different.
That's literally what I had. I was literally going to say British Racing Green and Ruby
Fierce
Star.
Fuchsia. Yeah, those are the, like, I won't be boring. There's a lot of grays and whatnot that
Yeah.
I like, but for fun colors, those are
Those are the ones that stick out to me. Okay, yeah, I'm literally the same. That is so true, real.
Sure. Look
Yeah.
at the way we're dressed. We're always
We're wearing the same thing.
We are the same person.
Okay.
Are you gonna answer now?
No, mine were the same.
Oh, okay.
That was the answer.
What's your favorite car event that we've been to? We've done a few things.
Drive Fest was a lot of fun. I love doing the auto show circuit. So going to Los Angeles last year was a ton of fun. I enjoy VIP night at the Toronto Auto Show this year because it's becoming a tradition where Gabi and I are exhausted after the day and we sit in the back of a random car and we recap our day. And we hide.
Yep. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I think my favorite wasn't exactly, I guess, a car event, and more so just a car scene event.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed our time roll racing some of our
Yes,
EVs
definitely.
at the Toronto Motorsports Park. That was a lot of fun, actually, driving our cars hard. And also, Drive Fest was a lot of fun. If you're in Ontario,
Tons
I
of
definitely
fun.
recommend going. It's worth the drive, literally. But you literally get to experience the cars. So we got to off-road the Kia Telluride, and it's not just us because we had a YouTube channel or anything. Like, the public is able
It's
to do
open
this.
for everyone.
And it's a lot of fun. I definitely recommend trying that. But yeah, that's my favorite event that we've been to so far.
If you could work in another department that's not sales because you've done that, what would you work in?
Detail. Absolutely detail.
One person.
Actually, last month
You were detail.
I was the
when
detail
Curtis was
department.
off. That's true.
So, I enjoy that. What about you?
Dealer principal.
Okay. All right, small things, small things. I actually don't have any other questions written down.
Cat or dog?
I have a dog. I also have a cat, technically, but dogs are way better in my opinion. Unless you got a really cool cat.
Dogs. 2 dogs.
Yeah, 2 doggies.
I feel like that's it.
That's
I
it.
feel like that's our questions.
That's all you guys need to know about us. That's all we'll allow you to know. No, if there are questions you would like to know about any of our staff members or ourselves, please let us know down in the comments. I hope this was a fun video.
Yeah, it was definitely different than what we usually do, but
Yeah.
figured you guys spend so much time with us throughout the week. It's nice to give you a little bit more of an insight onto some of the other things that we think about and some of the other things that we like to talk about too. So
Absolutely.
hopefully you found that interesting and maybe we showed a little bit too much personality today. You'll have to let us know in the comments.
Yeah, and if that's the case, don't worry. Our other podcast episodes have been far more informative, where we talk about more things car related.
Yep.
But again, thank you guys for watching or listening. Don't forget to like and rate this podcast on wherever you get your podcast from, and check out our YouTube channel.
But we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.